Hey guys, as usual, I'm getting ready to cook some steak, but I'm not really here to talk about cooking steak so much today as I want to talk about some other things that I've been doing. Ever since I stopped working this graveyard shift job, which was basically yesterday, I've really made some strides to getting my circadian rhythm back into normal. And just in a couple of days of trying to sleep the normal time, even while I was still working with UPS, I was deciding to go to sleep at a normal time, and I was just waking up at midnight and going in because, heck, by the end, they were only giving us 2 or 3 hours at a time. And that was one of the problems I had with staying there, is I just couldn't afford to keep working like that, working that hard, and having to get up at midnight and miss all of my sunrises just to go in and drive for an hour round trip to work for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever they were doing for me. Because, geez, with the gas prices the way they are, I'm basically working just to pay for gas. So last week, when I knew that it was coming to an end soon, I decided to start doing that with my sleep and getting back on a normal schedule. And just yesterday was the first day that I went to bed and slept through the night normal. My Apple Watch was telling me over the past couple of days, it was saying I was having my best sleeping heart rate dip just a few days ago, the best I've had over the past 2 months. And that's a big deal, because when your heart rate doesn't get down to where you're really getting that rest, your body's not recovering. And also in the past week, I've noticed that I'm not waking up with the pains that I was having before. So just in a short period of time of getting back into doing the right things, you can kind of tell I've been spending more time in the sun too, because when I've been working these graveyard hours, I was missing a lot of the sun that I need to not only feel alive, but also to get the vitamin D that's necessary to be properly healthy. Now, a lot of people have talked to me about how vitamin D is not really that available to you at a certain age. I don't know about that. All I know is when I don't get sun, it makes a big difference. I was supplementing vitamin D while I was dealing with this graveyard shift situation, but I'm hoping to be able to get back to normal. But I gotta say, I mean, really, just in the past week, I have noticed so much improvement of getting back to a normal sleep schedule. I feel so much better. It is a huge difference when when your circadian rhythm is out of balance. It's no joke. I don't know how people keep doing graveyard jobs as long as they do. The people who stick with it and do it in a long time, I can't imagine that being a lifestyle. It's just got to be one of the least healthy ways for a lot of people to get by. I know it was for me. And just basically 2.5 months of doing it that way, it was rough. It was rough on me mentally, it was rough on me physically. So I don't recommend it. I recommend getting to bed at a decent time and getting up as early as you can, and as soon as the sun comes up, get out there and get some of that early morning light therapy. I wouldn't recommend looking directly at the sun if it's high in the sky, because it'll just burn you up. But when it's real low on the horizon, you're getting a lot of interference from all the atmosphere that's coming at you from that angle, so you can actually look at it and not be as rough. But sometimes even I kind of just look around it if it feels like it's too bright. If it feels like it's too bright, don't look at it. That's the way that's the way I've always done it. But it is better than coffee, which is another thing I quit a long time ago. I tried to bring coffee back into my diet, but my gut just doesn't get happy about it. But I feel better in a normal daylight hour situation. It's literally like night and day. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on putting this in here. Oh yeah, I had some Fat Crispies I was working on too. These are ribeye steaks that I got from a grass-fed, grass-finished cow that I bought from Big Mo Cattle at the end of last year. I'm going to have to talk to him soon about getting another one. USAbeef.org is a good way to find your local ranchers that are willing to sell you whole cows, half cows, and you can get much better quality beef that way. In some cases, you'll save a lot of money. If you can find somebody who raises their animals on all grass, And like Big Mo's does, they don't even send them to a grain yard afterward. They just send them straight to slaughter from their pasture to get the best healthy beef that's available. It's so amazing. All my life I always was health conscious, but I was following all the advice of all the wrong health experts. Now I finally feel like I'm living the life I was meant to live, and having your circadian rhythm in order is a big part of that. Sunlight is not your enemy, and meat is definitely not your enemy. I have never felt better in my entire life. If you're unfamiliar with the work that I've been doing and where I've come from on this channel, then I encourage you to go back and watch some of my earlier videos. I have them on playlists on my channel so that you can watch my journey. You can also see the exercise that I've done. I don't spend a whole lot of time in the gym. I've been to the gym one time since in the 2 years plus I've been doing this way of eating. And I went to a local gym with my brother-in-law a few times to do some CrossFit type exercise, which was great. But I have found that I can get the body I want simply doing simple things like push-ups, pull-ups, air squats. I do a few curls with a handful of dumbbells I have, but it has changed everything. I was talking to a guy at my work this morning, and he just couldn't believe that I was able to do all of this with such minor changes. And you can too. You can have a healthy, happy lifestyle. And I'm going to make a video soon talking about the happiness part of this, because I get comments all the time about how happy I seem. I am happy. There was a time when I was pretty miserable, but I'll get into that in another video. For now, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?